Don't just accept that you hate Mondays because Mondays are supposed to suck and the weekend is the only part that is great of your life, because you're going to make your kids like that and you're going to make everybody else like that. Hey guys, what's up? It's Torie Mathis. Welcome to the show. I'm here with the one and only Sean Mathis, founder of Miles Your Time Automotive Museum.
What's going on?
And if it's one thing that drives me more crazy than anything drives me crazy, it's when I see people say that they hate Mondays. I really hate this. It bothers me so much.
Luckily, you don't have to hear it too often. It's just seeing something where somebody's projecting that negativity.
You know, the societal advertising push of the hate of Mondays drives me insane.
It's racist.
Great. Seriously? It probably is. This is white supremacy at its best.
It is. What's wrong with Monday?
There is nothing wrong with Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. If you hate Mondays or whatever day that you have to go to work, like, we need to make some changes. And these are changes you can make. And I don't want to hear your bullshit excuses, because they're bullshit excuses.
I've gone through where I didn't like the fact that I had to go to work on, the Monday. And so I fixed it.
How did you fix it, Sean Mathis?
I stopped going to that job.
Like
people complain for so long about their jobs that it's Monday after Monday after Monday. Like, why would you keep doing that?
Dude, you got to figure something out. And there's a couple of different ways that you could do this. You could do what Sean did, and eventually you get a different job. Like, if you don't like where you're at, change it. If you don't like where you're living, figure it out. Like, it might take a while, but maybe that journey of figuring it out is what brings you joy, and then you don't hate where you're at anymore. And if you get there and you decide you don't like that either, you can change again. You can always change.
No limit.
Always have options. No excuses. Like, I don't even want to hear any of them. So that's the one thing. The other thing is that you completely change your mindset. I was talking to Riley the other day. He is, because of COVID, he is on a split schedule. And so he goes to half of his classes on one day, A day, and half of his classes on the other day, B day. One of these days, I don't know which one, well, let's say A day, he hates because he has a teacher that is not his favorite, and he has a couple of kids that are, again, not his favorite in a few of the classes. And so every time it's A day, he's like, oh, today is A day. Man, are you going to continue to make A day miserable for yourself, or are you going to figure out some way of getting yourself out of this A day funk? Like, find some other kid that's in another class and make that like the best part of it. Like, there's something that you can do. Plus, A day is just that little part of your day. You have before school, you have after school. There's other stuff going on except for, just A day. That don't let that ruin your whole damn day.
Especially like it's one day closer to the next day, or one day closer to the next weekend, or something fun that you want. Like, just count it as another day, not this again.
Well, if A day sucks, then pair it with something that's like you really want to do. Like, what is that other thing that you can look forward to, that you can do every time on that day to balance out that day? And I tell him, like, you're not always going to be super excited about every class. You're not going to be super excited about every person in your class. There's going to be people around you that aren't going to be your favorite. They're not going to be your people. But you can't let those external things ruin your whole day. And whether you're a kid in 6th grade or an adult going to a job, or worse, you're an adult going to your own business, like, you can't hate Mondays.
Yeah, and a lot of like you get in, say you're self-employed and you've got that negative mentality about Mondays. There's something wrong.
There's something going on, and you can fix it. The only time that I have had those is when we had some difficult clients.
I was just going to say, some crappy clients will
Every
will
once
do it.
in a while, we get some clients that either we outgrow and for some reason we hold on to them a little too tight, a little too long, or we just get some people that, man, they just were probably not a good match to begin with. And so the fact of working with them or having to interact with them does kind of put you in a little bit of a funk. And that's been it really has been kind of rare for us. Like, luckily we haven't been in that situation too often. But we've learned that letting those clients go makes room for new clients, for new projects, for new stuff. So sometimes, like if you're a business owner and that's something that you dread, figure out what that thing is, and you can figure out how to change it, how to fix it, how to do something different. If it's a client that you don't like and you can let them go, great. If it's a client that you don't like and you can have somebody else on your team work with them, great. Maybe they're more of a match for, Sean than they are for me, or vice versa. Like, there's other things that you can do other than just holding on to that I hate Monday. Fuck, I hate that.
Yeah, and some of it, like for us specifically, some of those clients that did that and put us into that funk, it was bound by money. I mean, there's a stress level there that you don't necessarily want them to go away because, I mean, chances are they're your highest paying client or something. And you think of the financial loss of them going away. So you day after day, you put up with shit. And coming from personal experience, those, I mean, I can only think of like 2 off the top of my head. It ended up being not only better as a whole, but better even financially to let them go away.
You have to make room for new stuff to come in. Like, you can only fit so much stuff in. Mentally, only so much stuff. Physically, only so much stuff. In your time, only so many clients, only so many people, only so many experiences. So you got to be choosy about them. And if some of them are making you really unhappy, then you got to figure it out, because you cannot live your life hating Mondays or living up for Friday. And the only reason I can think that people put up with this shit is that advertising pushes this in front of you. Oh, you had such a hard day. You deserve to do this on Friday. Go drink with your friends, and, like some Miller Lite commercial or something, or, ads for Vegas. Like, your life sucks. Why don't you escape to somewhere else? Like, don't buy into that, because it's bullshit, and it's not how real people should live. It's not how anybody needs to live. It's not a requirement. It's not how happy people live. I can tell you that.
No. The people that are behind all these different advertising schemes to get you to feel and think a certain way, they got it down to a science. Like, their goal is to sell you some sort of product. So if it's, can't wait till Friday night to hit the bars, or like that, that's what they're going to sell you. But, I mean, you don't have to listen to that kind of stuff. You can do whatever it is you want to do any day of the week. There is no, there's no such thing as Monday. There's no such thing as Friday. There's no such thing as the weekend for us, really. The only reason I know it's the weekend is during school part of the year that the kids are at home. Otherwise, it's just another day that I look forward to, doing something, like being productive in some way, whether it's business related or just as a family doing something. Like, we're doing something. You should wake up being excited about what's going to get done that day. And if there's even nothing that exciting about that day, chances are there is the day after that. So, like, you got to you're going through another great day, because the next day is going to be that much better. Like, the mentality shift is massive if you just eliminate the negative stuff, the stuff that you can't do, or you can't have, or whatever the case may be. Like, get rid of it. There's no need to have any of this negative thought processing going on. And if you're getting it from your news feed, your friends, your family, like, goodbye.
Right. Maybe you need
see what happens.
Readjust who you're spending time with. And, funny memes and TV shows that are like that, they might be good in small doses, but you get that same thing over and over and over again, and you're programming yourself with bullshit that isn't true. Like, you got to protect your mind. You got to protect your energy. You have to take care of yourself so that you're not poisoned by TV, by commercials, by negative people. Like when we've had negative people in our life, you just kind of like scoot them out a bit because we don't want to be that way. We don't want to hate Mondays or only live for the weekends or, have that kind of that funk. Like I want Riley to be like that with school. Like I really would like to work with him and we can figure this out so that when he is an adult, hopefully he doesn't just go into that stupid, I have to grind and I have to hate my job and the weekends rule because blah, blah. Like it doesn't have to be that way.
Right. The natural like kid negativity is like the only negativity we deal with right now. And that is just a learning process that we tell them to stop being so damn negative. Yeah, because again, it's almost a natural thing that because it's easy, right? It's easy to be negative about whatever it is, and so when the kids are, I guess I can't play video games, or I got school because I can't go do this. Like it comes natural to them, but it's not the right way to be, and so we work on our kids being don't be negative. Like, we can't get rid of them. So we gotta fix them. And then it's not necessarily fixing, it's more so training. Because it's not ingrained and embedded in them yet that they're going to be negative people. But if we don't work on it, they'll wind up being, an adult that's negative. And I mean, we can't have that. But in saying that, like if you've got people in your life, it's time for a cleanse, see what happens. You don't have to get rid of everything right off the bat, but maybe give it a little try and eliminate some stuff from your life and see if it makes you happier. Because we're not, what's the word? Shit.
Special? I don't know which direction you're trying to go.
Shit, yeah, we're not special in the sense that we're not, fucking A. I'm trying to say that we could wind up, it's possible for us to be negative as well.
It happens. So we were talking the other day and I said, I think that people don't realize that the first thought that pops in your head, you don't have to agree with. You can be like, no, I don't agree with that. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. And like you said with the kids, it's very easy to be negative. It's the easy way. But if you wake up and you have that negative thought, it's easy to just go with it rather than saying, no, I'm not going to think that way. I'm going to think this way instead. And change your thinking. Like you can do that. And I'm trying to tell Riley that as well. Like, I have negative thoughts too. I don't want to go to the gym some days, but you know what I do? I go to the fucking gym. Every once in a while, like I really don't want to go because I'm tired or my arm hurts or I'm sore or whatever it is. I still go on the days that I have said that I'm going to go. Riley is on this thing that he's got a cramp in his leg. And so now the cramp in his leg, got a little cramp in his calf that keeps coming back. And now that's the excuse that, I have a cramp in my leg. I can't go to karate. Yeah, you can. You can punch. Your arms have nothing to do with a little cramp, which is a little teeny cramp in your calf. But it's easy to take that negative thought and run with it instead of changing your whole perspective. Because we forced him to go to karate. Not only did he have a fantastic time, he got a stripe. I'm like, see? That little teeny cramp didn't change a thing. You were fine to push through and change your thinking and get around people, because that's one of the things that I really like about the karate class is he's like, they're all so nice and they all want to do this and everybody's working together and yes, that's important for our kids to put them in those situations, but we got to put ourselves in those situations too. You put yourself around a bunch of shitty people, eventually you're going to be shitty too. Like, we don't want that. And so you put yourself around these I hate Monday people, you're going to be that way. We're not immune to that. We just really don't want to be that way. And because we don't want to be that way, we have both talked about it and agreed, like, whatever we can do, let's not be like that.
Immune is the word I was trying to think of.
We're not immune to it. Yeah. We're not special. We're not immune. We're not anything. We just try to be intentional. And because we both are on the same page with this, it's kind of easier that we can like get each other out of those funks, or know that we need to motivate ourselves to both go to the same direction. Or if somebody's negative, it doesn't matter who they are. Like it's okay to just see them less. And we're okay with that. And you should be okay with that too.
Well, and that's where it's like some people may not even realize that they're the negative ones, you know, or their buddy, their spouse, their family member, like somebody in their life, they don't even know it, and they're miserable. So I mean, you do a little cleanse for a short time just to see, and then it makes you aware. Well, shit, it's this thing that's making me so damn negative. So get rid of that thing. And then see how it goes. You know, you're not always going to be this bundle of positive joy forever, but there's no reason to stew on any of the negative stuff, especially when it's shit that's either out of your control or you can control it. Like if it's out of your control, then like why are you even worrying about it? And if you can control it, then fix it. Yeah. Like why would you be like, oh shit, I wish I wasn't right-handed. Fucking switch to your left. You know, you have the power. You can do it.
Yeah. Some of those things, like, and if you can't change it, like Sean said, like obviously we can't get rid of our kids when they're negative, like we never would want to, but there are ways that we can react differently to the situation. There's always something that you can do. You don't have to accept your thoughts. You don't have to accept your situation. You don't have to accept any of those types of things. And I think that people don't realize the power that they have. Like, if you're miserable, you might be making yourself miserable. Like, and you don't have to. You don't. I tell Riley this all the time, that like his feelings are his responsibility, not everybody else's responsibility. So if he feels a certain way about something, like he said one of his teachers was being mean, and he's like, I can't believe it, she is so mean. And I'm like, what did she do that was mean? And he said it, and it really didn't sound mean. I'm like, for whatever reason, you perceived what she did as being mean, and so your feelings are hurt because you feel like she's being mean. Everybody else in the classroom, they probably feel a different way. So it's not that she's being mean, she's being her. She's a teacher, she's doing what she has to do, it's her job. And you are perceiving what she's doing as being mean. So sometimes it's good to realize that your feelings are in your own hands and not in somebody else's hands. Like, don't let the teacher make you all flustered because she's doing her job. Like, that's her job. She's got to teach you. She's got to keep you in line. That's what she's supposed to do. If you're going to get upset about every time she tells the class to be quiet, which I don't think that's what it was, but it would be kind of like that. Like, that's your problem, not her problem. She's not making you upset. You're getting upset about what she's doing. It's all perception. It's all how you are perceiving these things. And you can change that, just like Riley can change that.
That's like, it's Sunday morning and you don't want to get out of bed because you're comfortable and you're still kind of tired. So you stay there. You lay in bed. And you're just laying in bed, and it's been hours now. Now it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You haven't gotten out of bed. You feel kind of shitty. So maybe you just stay in bed longer. You did nothing. You put yourself into a funk because you were maybe kind of tired at the beginning and you didn't really have to get up. But what you did is you put yourself in a funk and wasted an entire day of doing nothing. Where if you just would have made the decision to get out of bed, even though you were a little tired, and maybe you didn't have to right then, but you did, and you wound up, had a cup of coffee or went for a walk, and I mean, you're going to change your whole body mentality that, like, you'll feel good. Like, this morning, I woke up, I was still tired, I was still a little stiff, didn't really want to get up, did it, went down, had a cup of coffee, went into the normal, like, I'm fine. But if I would have stayed in bed and been like, I don't feel that great right now, like the whole day is shot. At first, it's kind of like we would never sleep until 1 o'clock. And so it seems kind of like ridiculous. But yes, everything is the same way.
if you're unhappy or uncomfortable in the smallest situation and you sit there and stay in bed and you milk that situation and you keep it going,
right,
you're keeping yourself into that. Sometimes just changing your state, getting around somebody different, moving around. Like how many times like we've been to events and things like that they make you get up and jump around and stuff like just because changing yourself and getting yourself moving, you know, putting on a song that you like, and like that can be enough in like one of those situations daily that can change everything. And there's other things that you can do, but I think everybody can understand that, you know, Riley is the same way. He's at that age that he's like, oh, I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school. But yeah, you don't feel good because you just woke up and you're probably tired. Like sometimes I'm tired when I wake up too. Get up, get moving, get doing something, be around, go find one of your friends and joke around with them in the beginning of the day so that like you get going and get doing something else. Like you don't have to stay in that same funk just because you started in a little funk.
Chances are you've, you know, maybe didn't feel great and were able to step outside and let the sun hit you for a little bit, and it completely changed how you felt. And it's because you made that decision to go out there and get in the sun. Like you have to make these decisions. Shit's not just going to happen. You can't just stay inside and be like, man, I wish I felt better. I wish that sun would hit me in the face, but your blinds are closed and there's no sun coming in. Like, it's not going to happen. You have to make the decision to get up and go outside.
Well, and that's part of knowing yourself. And I try to get these kids to understand that, but I think as adults, like, we need to know this too. If that's what it is for you, is the sun hitting your face, know that. If you don't know what your thing is, fucking figure it out. There's all these different things that could be your thing, that if you're in a funk or if you're feeling I hate Monday, what is that thing that you can do that, you know what, whenever I hear that song, I feel good. Or I take a drive and clear my mind. Or I take a walk and I get the sun on my face. I go take a hot shower and sing to the top of my, like whatever that thing is, like you got to figure it out. Don't just accept that you hate Mondays because Mondays are supposed to suck and the weekend is the only part that is great of your life. Because you're going to make your kids like that, and you're going to make everybody else like that, and then people like us are not going to want to hang out with you, and you might be cool, and maybe we should hang out.
See, even if you're not self-employed and say you're just working for a place that, you know, whether it's Monday through Friday or your weekend is Tuesday and Wednesday, like it doesn't matter. Find the joy in the day to do it. I mean, there's so many different aspects in you know, however many hours you spend awake in the day, you can find something enjoyable about it. And even if it's a small, tiny, incremental portion of the day, like focus on that. You don't focus on the negative shit. Yeah. It doesn't do you or anybody around you any good.
Yeah, your work is not everything. That, you know, whatever time you spend with your mother-in-law is not your everything. That, or, you know, your boss or whoever somebody is that maybe is, you know, making you not feel good, like, that's not your whole life. I tell Riley, like, school is only a small part of your day. Like, yeah, you got to go there, but you got all these other things. Like, let's go do something cool after school then.
Yeah, just get the school done.
Get school done.
Don't stew on how negative you think it is. Just do it.
Don't be hard on the teachers. Yeah. They're doing their job. Like,
and we'll go do something that's more fun.
Yeah. Because it's up to you to make these decisions, to have a better life, to be in a better mood, to change your entire outlook, to not keep yourself in a funk. You don't have to hate Mondays. Ever.
I forbid it.
So if you like this episode, we would love it if you would leave us a review, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. If you want to get smart tools to build your business, go to besmartao.com.